a failure or even a refusal to prepare, respond, and recover in the event of an influenza pandemic may be a deviation from the appropriate standard of care for that organization. And if it were to cause bodily injury or property damage, would be actionable. So allow me to focus on the first stage of emergency management, namely preparedness. Specifically, I've isolated 9 separate factors that could just as easily be 9 subsections in a plaintiff's complaint against, let's say, a healthcare facility or a hospital, in the event that a putative plaintiff sought to attack that healthcare facility for a lack of preparation. Some of these specific allegations could include the development of a pandemic response plan, that is, the failure to produce one, the failure to educate employees appropriately, the failure to acquire pandemic-related supplies or medications, the creation of alternate work locations, that is, if there's an overflow or a failure at the facility, what was done to create a viable alternative site, the ability to train or failure to on what is called social distancing, which very simply means the next time you're at the movies, at work, in any crowded facility, seated next to a coworker, there's an appropriate amount of what has been called social distancing that will assist greatly in preventing the spread of an influenza pandemic. The viral strain, very simply, is known to be caused by droplets produced when coughing or sneezing. If there's an appropriate amount of social distance, maybe more than that exists between Tim and me right now, it may prevent a spread from him to me or me to him. Another possible allegation, the training on hygiene practices and workspace cleaning. It's been no secret. There's been a run on the internet for medical supplies in the form of surgical masks. There was a time, roughly a week ago, when my local supermarket literally ran out of hand sanitizer. And the reality of that is it's no secret. It's an easy way to prevent human-to-human contact or at least transmission. Now, if it's known to the layperson, if it's discussed on the network news, it's certainly predictable for a plaintiff at some point to assert that an organization that didn't produce hand sanitizer, didn't train regarding social distancing, or didn't alert its employees to the fact that a simple sneeze may be the method of transmission, well, a plaintiff could certainly allege and assert liability based on those factors. In addition, and maybe a bit more in a bit more detail, we could see allegations regarding the failure to budget or properly reserve financial resources for these practices, the failure to conduct simulation exercises, say at a hospital or a clinic that has become overloaded with a surge of patients, and just a sheer failure in communication planning could also be the basis for allegations just in simple negligence arising from an influenza pandemic.